Welcome to TruPowur, home of the most powerful marketing tools, training, and technology on planet Earth. Get ready to earn, enjoy, and experience more than you ever dreamed was possible. If you're tired of just getting by and ready to really thrive, then buckle in and listen up. Here's your host, Matt Fox.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Today is October the 23rd. And so today we are going to be going over the residential deal. They are a lot easier than the commercial. You don't make quite as much as on the residential as you do in the commercial, but they're much easier. So I want to take some time and go over the residential. A lot of people are doing a lot more of that these days. First things first, let me share my screen. Alrighty then. And so, first off, you really only need to have two things available to you, and that is the quick launch menu, which is going to give you access to pretty much everything that you need on a day-to-day basis. Other than that is going to be your email client, which is in Thunderbird. So if you have your quick launch menu up and you have your Thunderbird open so that you can see any emails or correspond back and forth, that'll make life a lot easier. So those are the two things that you need. Now, if you'll notice that I am switching back and forth between screens rather than going down and up and shrinking the screen, one of the easiest ways to do that is to put your left hand on the Alt button and using your index finger. If you tab through the different screens that you want to open, then when you let go of the Alt tab, it will bring that up. So that makes it easy, especially if you're copying and pasting, which we'll do here in a moment. So first things first, obviously you start the day by getting into your dialer and pull that up and go into your leads. Now, if you haven't requested residential leads in a specific area, then go over here to your quick launch menu, and under button number 6, it says request customer leads for the CRM. Just simply click on that, select the state, and residential, and support will get that up for you. Once you have that in your CRM, and you'll get a notification, then you will select from the lead source whatever state it is. And obviously it's going to be residential. So if you selected residential Texas, then you would click on that and then hit search to bring up those leads. So let me bring this back up to everything because that's not where I have it. So, all right. So you'll go in starting at the top of the list and start making calls to the customers. Now, obviously, by now everybody should know that to make a call, all you need to do is click on this green icon. That will bring up the dialer and dial the number for you. Once you've spoken to the customer, then and you have their email, then that's a good place to put that in there and make sure that you save everything before moving on to the next customer. So let's assume that I'm talking to this customer about residential, and up here at the top you do have a residential script, which is pretty straightforward. If you're using any of the incentives that are available here on the quick launch menu down in the bottom right or in the bottom left hand corner, the purple button, you'll see that it will bring up a list of incentives that you can use. I think for residential, something in the nature of $100 to $500 worth of restaurant cash is pretty easy, straightforward. If you're wanting to know what does it all include, You've got a video here. If you scroll down, it'll give you more information available in over 18,000 plus restaurants nationwide and things like that. So that's a really handy thing to have available. So we're talking to this customer, and I want to compare rates for this customer. And so either using the residential script, introducing yourself, I'm with TruPowur and the State Energy Choice Program of whatever state you're calling. So if you're calling Texas or Illinois, that's what you would put in that blank. I'm calling to notify you that your electric account is entitled to a new low fixed rate that is price protected to prevent you from higher rates that could increase and affect the supply portion of your bill. And so you can use this script. It's pretty straightforward. I think that one of the incentive programs that a lot of agents are using and having some great success with is just introducing yourself and then letting that customer know that you have a proposal for them. And that is if they would grab a copy of their utility bill, and if the rate on their bill is lower than what you're offering, then I'll give you $500 in restaurant cash. If the rate I'm offering you is lower than what you're paying, I want you to take advantage of it and save some money. Either way, you win. So that gives the customer a position to win no matter what happens. So let's go ahead and talk to this customer. They're in the 75074 area. And so let's go over to our quick launch menu. And right here is the residential pricing, which is on the front of the website. So first things first, you're going to want to make sure that you enter in your sales code. So that way it will end up in your pipeline and not the house account. If you happen to put a deal in by accident and you didn't have this, and the way you'll know is because you won't see it in your back office. So if you happen to do that, just let support know. They can move it over to your account. Obviously, you're going to know the information about a customer, not just random. So once you've got your sales code in there, it will remember it. So the next time you pull up this page, it is going to automatically add that in there. So we're going to talk to the customer about residential electric. We're going to put in their zip code. It found the utility, which is Encore, and we click Get Rates. So now the one thing that we need to know is what is the customer paying for their current electric? A lot of times when you ask customers what they pay for their electric, they always give you dollars and cents. Well, about $125 or $150 a month. No, I don't want to know how much it costs to fill the tank. I want to know what are you paying at the pump. If they know, then if they've grabbed a copy off of their bill or grabbed a copy of their bill, and they should be able to find that under their usage. And so if they tell you that they're paying 13 cents, then go ahead and hit requote. If you don't, you'll notice down here that it shows the rate and it shows the term, but it doesn't show any savings. So you do need the customers, what are they currently paying for their electric? Now, if for some reason they don't know, or they don't have a copy of their bill, maybe they paid it and threw it away, you can always go over to your quick launch menu, and right here under button number 5, you have the national averages, which is right here. And so if we look down here in Texas, we can see that the national average is 11.75. So if I swipe that to highlight it, and I use my pinky on control and using my index finger on C, control C, and then go back over to the pricing platform, I can go over here, put my mouse in that rate and go control V, which is paste. it'll put it right in there. So that's a little quick. So you can go back and forth real quick, copy and paste with your left hand, running the mouse with your right hand. So now we're going to go ahead and click on the quote. We can see right away that there is savings available for this customer. And so that would be a good opportunity. Let's suppose that for some reason that customer did have a lower rate. A couple things that we want to look at is, number one, we're still going to give them the $500 restaurant cash or the $100 or whatever it is that you told them. But we also want to talk to the customer about, when does their current contract expire? If they have a lower rate than what you are currently offering and their contract expires in the next couple of months, then we really want to look at protecting that customer moving forward and getting them a much better rate. So that's something that you need to explore with the customer. Otherwise, if this customer was paying 11.75, if the customer was paying 11.75, we can see that right off the bat, we could save this customer $66 a month by going with TruPowur. Now, you've got a lot of different price points available. And actually during the week, you're going to see a lot more availability. Illinois is going to be a real good market to work in right now. Connecticut, there's some others, and we'll show you where to find that information in just a moment. But this process is pretty straightforward and simple. So once you've discussed with the customer that on a 12-month plan or at 7.9, we can add additional savings of $66 a month. And we can protect that rate for up to 12 months. If they want something a little bit longer, like 24 months or 36, then we could certainly select that. Bear in mind that if they are a renter, most leases are 12-month leases. So if you do go beyond 24 or 36 months, you want to make sure and confirm with that customer, are they going to reside there, continue to reside there, or are they a homeowner? If they're a homeowner, odds are they're going to stay there a lot longer. So you might want to start with 8.2 and save that customer, $55, $60 a month, and protect that rate for the next 36 months. That would be a great opportunity for the customer as well as you. So what do we need to do in order to sign this customer up? So let's go ahead and click on sign up. It is going to ask us to fill in some information. So what I want to do is come over here, and it's John Smith. And so we're going to go ahead and put that in there. And I'm going to copy that and paste it. And their address is 3000 East Parker Road. That's the service address. So it already knows by the zip code that it's in Plano, Texas. And so from here, we need to put in the customer's phone number. And so we'll do that. Here, I'm just going to put this in here. All right, and their email. So we're going to put in their email. We need to make sure that we have both phone numbers filled in. If they don't have a landline, then just put in the mobile number in the landline field as well, because that needs something in there anyway. So from here, we can select whether this dwelling is a house or an apartment. It is a house. Once we click next, it is going to bring everything up to let you basically review it and make sure that everything is correct with the customer. And then you need to select the switch type, which is, it's a switch. And if it was a move-in, then we would want to put, if it was a new move-in, then we would want to select there. And then, of course, putting in the customer's social, it's going to ask for that. And their date of birth. So let's say their birthday was October 23rd. Happy birthday. And let's make them 1960. And then clicking both of these boxes, making sure that everything is good to go, then click on submit. So once we've clicked submit, that is going to send a verification link to the customer. And so I can see, because I have access to John Smith's email, I can see that it sent them the verification link. So it's pulled their information in. It's already pulled their account number, their ESID, everything is in the system. So all the customer needs to do, if everything is correct, is click on this authorization button. I'm not going to do it because this is not a real deal. But once they click on that authorization button, then it's going to take the deal from pending to signed. And so if we go into the back office, and let's reload this page so we can see that deal came in. Now, when you tell the customer that the system has sent them a verification link, I usually like to tell them, looks like our system sent you a verification email. If you wouldn't mind, go ahead and clicking on that link and read back the response for my records. When they click it, it's just going to say, thank you very much for accepting whatever rate by whatever supplier. The information, so you'll know they did it. But if you're looking in your back office, you can see that this customer has not clicked on that link. When that customer clicks on the link, then this will go from pending to signed. If for some reason you're doing this and the customer is away, says I don't have access to that right now, I'll do that when I get home, for whatever reason, they accidentally delete it and you follow up with that customer, you can resend that link by simply clicking on this little airplane. And so that will resend the link to the customer. So you can see already that it has come in again, so that that customer can click on the authorize button and make that deal go through. So once they've clicked on that verification link, then this will go from pending to signed. And usually within about a week, maybe 10 days, the suppliers will sign off on it, and then it'll go from signed to confirmed, and now it's a commissionable deal. So very easy to move forward with residential deals. You don't need a copy of their utility bill or electric bill. Everything is really pretty simple and straightforward. So not difficult. I've got some agents and brokers that do 20, 30, 40, 50 a day. So you can do quite a few of these and make, you know, a few $1,000 a day. That wouldn't hurt anybody's feelings. So what market should I be working in right now if I wanted to do residential or even commercial, to stay abreast of where I can provide the best value for the customer? Well, when you're in your back office, right up here in the upper right-hand corner, you see market updates. If you click on that, the system does the analytics on all territories on a daily basis and then creates a report in your back office. And so all you need to do is click on this, and that will open up yesterday's report. Well, while that's loading, let's go back over to the customer. And then you're going to want to obviously change the status of this. So closed one, residential electric. So that will put it in a different category so you can kind of keep track of all of that information. So you do want to make sure that you change the status of that customer. So let's see if it's pulled up yet. There we go. All right. So I'll go back to dashboard, and right up here in the upper right hand corner, you see where it says market updates. Click on that and it will open this page up. So the top is going to be for commercial matrix rates that are lower than the utility rate. So if we're doing commercial, these are going to be the best states to be working in right now: Connecticut, Delaware, Illinois, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. For gas, you have the list as well. For residential matrix rates lower than the utility, Illinois is going to be good. So that would be probably where I would ask support to bring in those residential customers. So that's going to give you the biggest bang for the buck and opportunity to help customers. So if the customer, if you're wanting to award that customer $500 in restaurant cash, all you need to do is swipe their email, Control-C to copy, go back over here and Control-V to paste it in there, and then hit go. That will send a link to the customer for them to capture that certificate, which will come to them right here. There you go. And so they can print the PDF certificate or they can redeem the offer now. And so that gives them $500 in restaurant cash. Let's see if our system is loading. I think we covered some good stuff on the residential side. It's very easy. You can do a lot of residential, and especially if you're focusing on territories and areas where you can provide a lot of value, I think that's key. Take advantage of those incentives for customers. Let's take advantage of it as much as possible. So appreciate everybody being here on a Saturday, and we will look at talking to you next week. Now, next week is the day before Halloween, right? All right. Have a great weekend and a great week, and we will talk again soon.